Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum friends. This is Jamal Ali Safi ACCA with you. We are shooting today's video in English because a lot of friends they are requesting because they cannot understand my language Urdu. So let's start the video. Today's video is regarding the corona impact on global economy. As the corona first spread was in China and then it went to different countries. So let's first discuss China. China is the nerve system of world economy. You know its economy is $14.4 trillion. China is the factory to the world. Why we are saying this is because China is producing 28% of all goods in the world. This means they are making more than 1/4 goods of the world. China is not only supplying 28% of all goods in the world, but they are also the major consumers. For example, they are consuming around 50% of all cement, steel and coal. Now you will be agree with me that China is the factory to the world and China is the nerve system of the world economy. I am not going to discuss the previous problem that happened in the global economy, that is 1929 market crash and the 9/11 World Trade Center hit by the aeroplanes. But I will discuss about the mortgage crisis was a nationwide financial crisis occurred between 2007 and 2010. That contributed to the US recession of December 2007 till 2009. And it hit a lot of countries a lot of developing countries are still in the same pool to come out and struggle. So the corona came. And a lot of you guys, you know about the supply and demand equilibrium. The corona, they made a shock wave in the supply because 28% of the goods supplies from the China, they stopped. They were not available in the factories and the containers around the world. And they also made shock waves in the demand because people, they are not earning. So the demand level is very, very low. It hit the tourism industry. Tourism industry, they lost their share by 11% in a single day. They hit the stock markets. On 12th March, London Stock Exchange and New York Stock Exchange, they lost their value by 11%. They declined by 11% in a single day. That happened in 33 years. The major hit companies were airline and travel industry. Boeing, they lost their share value by 78%. US stock markets, they lost their value by 3,000 basis points in a single day. All the major stock markets in Tokyo, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Singapore, Frankfurt, all they were very badly hit. And the headline was, "Bad news today, worse things expected." About 3.3 million Americans, they were unemployed in the first week. In the second week, it reached to 6.6 million unemployed people. And why this is happening is, for example, if in India you put 1.3 billion on lockdown, where 80% are on daily wages only. And in South Africa, if you put 57 million people to stay home, where unemployment rate was 30% before COVID-19. And in Pakistan, a majority of the people are poor and they are spending their life on daily wages only. The global growth rate that was forecasted before for 2020 to be 3.3% became 3% only. Major tech conferences around the world are scrapping their events due to coronavirus. As of early March, the economic impact of these cancellations had surpassed $1.1 billion. And since that time, the number has only increased as more events are scrapped every day. Major cities from San Francisco to New York have banned large gatherings. As diagnoses in the US have showed, it's undoubtedly a smart move for public safety, but all these cancellations, particularly of major conferences, are taking a huge financial toll. That is about $1.1 billion, and a lot of their employees are unemployed. So the major part to recover is of central bank. Its job is to make sure the steady flow of supply of money through global financial system. Central banks, they have given trillions of dollars to the banks who are going to support the companies and businesses. They also cut their interest rates. But it was not enough. Governments need to intervene, and they have announced different packages to help people, businesses, and health sector. For example, Australia, they announced $10.7 billion package. India, they announced $22.6 billion package. Italy, they announced $27.3 billion package. Singapore, $48 billion package. UK, they announced $435 billion package, that is 15% of their GDP. In the US, they announced the biggest package, $2.2 trillion, that is 10% of their GDP. So it was an overview. I will appreciate your feedback in the comments or your suggestions. And I will say one thing for you: to stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much for watching the video.